You know, we've had three celebrity deaths that took place this week alone. Um, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan. But I will say this: I'm not go- I'm not gonna talk much on. I'm barely going to touch base with uh, Malcolm Jamal Warner and Ozzy Osbourne I think because right now I want to talk about Hulk Hogan and what the hell is up with. I mean, why is all of a sudden black social media is having their shortened for it moment? Because now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden, Hulk Hogan has passed on. Now, let me go on the record and say this. Um, I didn't think it. You know, yeah, it was back in 2015 when Hulk Hogan said a word regarding about his daughter going out with a black guy. You know that word where the black community gets offended by if a non-black person call calls a black per I mean basically says that particular word. However, to settle things straight right here, because right now, it's about time that I need to call out the the hypocrisy behind black behind black people who thinks just because a non-black person says that word in particular, you know, they need to come out with a lot, being like a freaking lynch mob and get that person canceled. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you the honest to God truth, because back in the day, when back in that time, when I myself was literally unaware. Yeah, I was literally unaware of Hulk Hogan saying that particular word, saying some, saying that particular statement, that racist statement, where he tells his daughter that I mean that he do not want to have him dating N word. I was totally unaware of that, and to tell the honest to God truth, me as a black person, I am not offended. I mean, I was not offended by it. You know, until I mean, right after I just now heard about it. But here's the thing: a sensible a sensible individual like myself, a I do believe this verbatim. I'm a guy that totally believes in forgiveness. And yes, you know, not gonna lie, you know, yeah, I'm gonna say it again. I am an individual that believes in forgiveness. I can't speak of anyone else. I can't even speak of anyone else who is watching this video, especially if you happen to look like me, especially if you happen to be black. I can't, but yeah, but yeah, if you think, but yeah, if you think that you can hold a grudge for someone that did wrong to you in the past, then yeah, we have a big problem. The truth is that I mean, and if you call yourself a Christian on that behalf, you're just basically calling yourself a Christian in name only, because you're still holding that grudge to what some person may have offended by. I mean, excuse me. I do believe that forgiveness goes a long way. And even if you do forgive, you're supposed to let go of the past and move on. I mean, last time I checked, I read the Bible and I hear about when it came to the woman who got caught in the act committed adultery and she was about to get stoned, you know, Christ himself told the entire crowd, let him who is without sin among you cast the first stone. And you know what Christ himself said to that woman caught in the act committing adultery? She said, I mean, he says to the woman, go and sin no more. In other words, go and leave your life of sin. But evidently, black social media, especially these black folk who would go who would be at church every Sunday and every Sunday morning, every Wednesday night, you know, shouting around, running up and down the aisles and whatnot. Especially if you got preachers like Jamal Bryant, whom they listen to, pushing this whole race nonsense, thinking that everything, this, that, and the other, happens to be racist. Well, here's the thing. It's quite hypocritical if you think a non-black person should be demonized and canceled and supposedly lynched for calling a black person the N-word or that matter. It's very hypocritical that you think that, yet the same individual, you listen to all that rap music from its inception until current, and you constantly hear that N-word throughout most of those songs. It's also hypocritical that you think a non-black person should be, it's also hypocritical for you to think that you should respond with, outrage and possibly violence if you think a non-black person could call you the N-word, but it's okay if your own fellow black folks address you by that, like saying, what's up my N-word this and what's up my N-word that. It's very hypocritical. It's very hypocritical on that type. But enough of that. Because I see that I still believe that we need to learn how to forgive and not bring that past up, not bring a person's past up, and to rejoice over someone's death. You guys are not gonna like what I say. Pardon the language when I say this. If you think you supposed to rejoice over, you know, an individual's death or something, you are some sick motherfuckers. You are some sick ass motherfuckers. I normally don't swear. I normally don't use profanity, but I had to say it. If you think rejoicing over someone's death, if you, I mean, the truth be told, that ain't cool. Rejoicing, rejoicing over someone's death is not cool. All right? If you think it's cool, you are one sick motherfucker. Dead ass. I mean, dead serious, man. I'm Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. Fuck you and good night.